On today's show, Braden Bedford traveled down to downtown Frisco to take in the excitement at the Frisco Carnival. Sarah Cronin highlights one color guard member with responsibilities uncommon with what senior year normally entails. These stories and more on this edition of HTN Daily. Good afternoon, Bing Bongs. I hope you've all had a joyful day so far. I know that you might be angry that this week has taken what seems like years to get through, but don't fear because we're all so close to Friday and Rock Hill's very first forthcoming. Seniors, don't treat this momentous occasion with disgust and make sure to enjoy your last homecoming tomorrow, or you might end up feeling a little sad. Now, don't go anywhere because we have a great show prepared for you today that will give you all the news you need to know, dissected from every angle you can imagine, even inside out. I'm Madison and we're live from Studio 1060 with today's edition of HTN Daily. Today is Disney Day, so let's take a look at some of the staff and students' attire. Emily Rokel, Sophia DeMarco, and Alex Vincent dressed up as Merida and her cubs from the Pixar movie Brave. Miss Slade, Miss Mucharon, and Miss Cuddy put on their tutus and hats to become Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather from Sleeping Beauty. Lizzie Smith and Aiden Benson posed as Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde from the Pixar movie Zootopia. The social studies team had the same idea as the HTN staff and dressed up as the emotions from Inside Out. Thank you, Miss Natali, for sharing your photos with us. If you dress up for Rock Hill Spirit Day tomorrow or any of the dress up days next week, be sure to use our hashtag RockThatSpirit so we can see your photo and feature you on the show. Now, I'm going to send it over to Khshaeta Cama with today's news.
Thank you, Madison. Here are today's announcements. Next week is Red Ribbon Week, a week to raise awareness about drugs by dressing up. National Family Partnership, the founders of Red Ribbon Week, were established to lead and support the nation's families and communities in nurturing the full potential of healthy, drug-free youth. Monday, students are encouraged to wear red to raise awareness and be smart and don't start. Tuesday, give drugs the boot and wear Western clothes. Wednesday, drugs are old, wear decade clothes. And Thursday, say boo to drugs and wear your Halloween costumes. The National Technical Honor Society is now accepting applications. The NTHS is a group that readies students for their future technical careers. Benefits include scholarship opportunities, industry insight, and a court at graduation. If you are interested in applying, you can join the Google Classroom with the code ZUR4GIL. Applications are due tomorrow, and good luck to those applying. The CDC and Prosper ISD have both issued statements regarding the new definition of who is and who is not in close contact. Prosper ISD authorities have come out and stated the facts covering face covering alone with enough marked someone as not close contact. What does this mean for you? It means that there is much less likelihood for students to be quarantined as long as they are wearing their mask. Through Sunday the 25th, the Frisco Fresh Market will be holding an event called Carnival Treats. It will be made up of 7 food trucks and will take place in the Main Street parking lot. Of some of the choices will include the Burger Palace, a lemonade stand, deep fried treats, Mima's Sugar Shack free zone slushies, and funnel cake and corn dogs.
This one specifically does hamburgers, hot dogs, turkey legs. We do fried cheese on a stick, Phillies, and then down the line we have fried Oreos, funnel cakes, corn dogs, cotton candy, candy apples, and fresh squeezed lemonade. It's not like having our regular season, but it does, every dollar does help, and we have family out here to help us try to support each other.
As a senior in color guard, new leadership opportunities come up as they are part of a team. Reporters Sarah Cronin and Kaylee Johnson see who one senior has done this alone.
Friday Night Lights is a huge part of Texas culture, and color guard adds to the hype of the night. During senior year, members take on team leadership, but Caitlin Saranowitz has to take on this position alone.
I do think that I have a little bit of a leadership position. Being the only senior, there's a little bit of pressure. We have some very talented people on our team.
I was very excited to have her as our sole senior, and she started taking initiative, wanting to really find ways to lead the group. So I was super excited that she just put herself in a leadership role before it was ever even required of her.
Along with her leadership position, Caitlin has the opportunity to set a trail for future guard members with traditions new and old.
It is really cool to carry over some traditions, but it's also a lot different building a team than it is to just join one. And it's really cool that I get to help pave the way for the future of the Rock Hill Color Guard.
Caitlin stepped into her position as senior leader to be trained, but also help train her fellow teammates into a season that has just begun. For HTN Daily, I'm Sarah Cronin.
That's all of today's news. Back to you, Madison.
With all of the seemingly endless amounts of information, updates you scroll through on your phone, it's nice to just sit down and actually absorb everything that's going on. Here is Brandon McVay with your Rock Hill Report.
The streaming platform Quibi is officially shutting down. The founders, Jeffrey Katzenberg and Meg Whitman, said that they have, quoted, considered and exhausted every option available. Quibi did raise over $1.75 billion before its launch, but the service did not connect with Americans. Also, the Grammy Award winner singer Adele will be making her return to the spotlight, but in a different way than most people expected. Adele will be making her hosting debut as the host of Saturday Night Live this Saturday, October 24th. She'll be joined by fellow Grammy Award winner Her as the musical guest. Lastly, the cast of the 2001 hit comedy Legally Blonde reunited after 2 decades in a special that was hosted by SNL's Chloe Fineman, which aired Tuesday on Hello Sunshine's YouTube page. After the reunion, MGM announced that Legally Blonde 3 is in the works and the official release date will be in May of 2022. That's all for this Rock Hill Report. Stay up to date by following our social media pages on Rock Hill Media. Back to you, Madison.
Earlier in the show, Khshaeta mentioned the new COVID regulations that Prosper ISD will be following, and to hear more about what that will look like for our school, Grant Johnson is in studio with Mr. Toth.
Thank you, Maddie. Today we're back with our weekly segment, Talk with Mr. Toth. So we have a couple things to talk about today. We're going to talk about forthcoming and then COVID, because when are we not talking about COVID, right? So first we're going to start out. We've had some dress-up days, right? It's Thursday. So what have you seen in the halls this week?
The halls look great. I think it goes back to our sign painting party on Sunday that we had, where we had a lot of kids up here, a lot of parents decorating the school, which looks awesome, especially our commons area, and then just all the dress-up days in general. I mean, I think everybody's really gotten into it. It's kind of brought us together as a campus, I feel like, because that was one of the things that we were talking about last time was school spirit. And so this has been my 4th high school to be at, and I don't know if I've ever seen as many people dressing up for a week, to celebrate forthcoming and homecoming as our school has this week. So it's just been awesome. Just been great to see everybody having fun, especially in the middle of the pandemic, and just making the most of it. And then seeing everybody last night at our community pep rally, which is awesome. And I think that's going to be a tradition that we stick with moving forward, and then also adding to it. So it's a big event on our campus. So I just think the whole week's been really special for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. And to switch gears a little bit, there was a video released last night of Dr. Bradley, and Prosper ISD is redefining what close contact means. So what is that going to mean for Rock Hill and the way that you guys quarantine people?
Yeah, so because that was one of the sticking points, because as Dr. Bradley mentioned, we were going by 2 different guidelines. You've got the CDC recommendation, you've got TA's recommendation, so we were kind of trying to meet it in between. And so really just in the data that he showed, we had over 1,000 students and staff members that had been quarantined due to close contact, and of that 1,000, less than 1% had actually come down with COVID. And so based on those numbers, we're going to refer back to basically what TEA and stick to that, where if you are wearing a mask, then you're not going to be identified as a close contact under those new guidelines. And so I think that's going to help people stay in school, going to limit the amount of people that are being quarantined, other than the person that obviously has tested positive. So, and that's the ultimate goal, is to get more people in school, not have to do the 2 weeks off, make it safe for everybody. And I think moving forward, this is really going to help us, and then get back to more of a normal type setting that we're really looking forward to and looking for at Rock Hill. So.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Absolutely.
All right, back to you guys.
That's all for today's show. For HTN Daily, I'm Sadness.
I'm Fear.
I'm Anger.
And I'm Joy. Mask up and rock on.